All right, guys, two very quick announcements. First announcement, I am going to be in Round Rock, Texas at the Lodge Card Room in Texas. I am so pumped to go to Texas. I've heard such good things about the poker there. I'm going to be hosting 2 meetup games on Thursday and Friday. And the Wednesday and Saturday of that week, I'll be playing the stream game. So the Wednesday is a 1-3 game. Should play super deep. I believe the Thursday, Friday games start at 3 p.m. So love to see you there. And if you want to tune in for the streams, they're going to be around 8 p.m. Central Time. So that's 9 p.m. Eastern, 6 p.m. Pacific. I think the Saturday game is 5-5, and I don't remember what the cap is, but it's a lot. Secondly, I am also hosting online meetup games. We do that on Color Up Poker. Info in the description down below, or you can join Discord and get a bunch of info there. Gonna probably run one this Sunday at about 8 p.m. Eastern time. You probably can't actually play this meetup game if you're watching this, because I was supposed to have this out a couple days ago, a little behind schedule. I know, story of Matt's life, but we're gonna get that going. Head on over to colorup.poker/join/Matt, and you'll be able to apply there to get an account, and you can play us in the next meetup game. We typically play fairly low stakes, 50 cents a dollar, sometimes no limit, sometimes PLO, sometimes no limit PLO. We got it all there. We have private tables just for us, and it's a pretty good time. We usually hop into Discord voice, and shenanigans often ensue. But let's get into this video. So I'm out for my run, but I'm just in the warm-up portion, and it's really cold. So I just wanted to take care of a couple things while I'm out here. I think the number one question on everybody's minds is why? Why is season 2? And I think there's a few points going on here. First of all, I have taken a really long time away from the vlog and live poker. I didn't play for over a year. Number 2, I've done a ton of work on my game in the short to mid-term, and I feel that I'm a very different player now than I was, not just even a year ago, but particularly to when I started the vlog. And third, there are some changes that I want to make to this vlog. Don't freak out. Don't freak out. But I think that there are some things that'll be pretty positive changes to how we do things around here. To address that third point in a little more detail, I really feel that one thing that's become incredibly clear about the poker vlog space over the time that I've been away is that it's become very crowded. And I feel basically everybody and their mother has a poker vlog now. And to be successful in this space, because I would like to be, I think that I need to update some of my approach. Now, some of the things that I think differentiated me in the early days were my sort of love of hand histories and strategy, going a little more in depth on hand review than some of the content out there. And I don't want that to change per se, but you guys know me. You know I can be a little long-winded. Case in point, this intro. And I think that I can sort of be true to myself while still updating things to be a little bit more algorithm friendly, a little more audience friendly, and really just getting the most out of my time on this channel. What that means is that I'm gonna continue making normal live vlogs. I'm probably gonna continue making some amount of online content as well, but it's gonna be a little faster paced. I'm gonna make some changes, gonna have some updates. And if there are times when we as a community feel like it's worth going into more depth on something, I'm not afraid to just make a one-hand video where we go deeper into hand analysis. Maybe we rip out a solver, maybe we don't. Maybe I bring on a guest, maybe I bring on 2 guests. I'm really open to suggestion here, because I think that ultimately what I found is that the community that I built over in Discord and what I see just in the YouTube comment section is overwhelmingly positive at this point in my YouTube career. Giant air quotes on that. And I'm willing to open myself up to critique and feedback in a way that I think in the past I was not capable of. The last point that I think is relevant here is that the way to do well in the YouTube poker vlog space now is to differentiate yourself. And while I do think becoming slightly more formulaic, matching some of the methods and techniques that, you know, have shown massive success in channels like Brad Owen, Mariano, all that stuff. All of that is important, but I still want to differentiate myself. I think the ways I can do that are with hand analysis, cinematography, creativity, changing things up, traveling, and maybe letting a little more of my personality shine through. I don't know. You guys might be like, Matt, don't do it. I don't want your personality, I just want your hands. That's fine. But I think ultimately, the way to find success is to find that balance between what I'm good at, what I like doing, and what you guys like to see. And so you're gonna see a little more experimentation. You're gonna see a little bit more fast-paced stuff. And maybe if you're lucky, you'll find your way into some dope ass.
Don't you wanna go for a ride? Just keep your hands inside and make the most out of life. Now don't you take it for granted. Life is like a mean machine. It made a mess out of me. It left me caught between like an anchor dream. I was stranded. I was stranded. And I'm steady, but I'm starting to shake. And I don't know how much more I can take. Well, this is it now. Everybody get down. This is all I can take. This is how a heart breaks. You take a hit now. You feel it break down. Make you stay wide awake. This is how a heart breaks.
If any of you are finding yourself here and are new to this channel, remember my name is Matt Vaughan. Try not to get in an uproar about it. If you haven't watched the videos detailing ignition, monthly milli, the final table of it, and the subsequent outcome, check out those videos. They're really important for understanding context around why I am throwing myself headfirst at this channel and sort of what it means to me to continue to move forward.
Well, this is it now. Everybody get down. This is all I can take. This is how a heart breaks. You take a hit now. You feel it break down. Make you stay wide awake. This is how a heart breaks.
To have a meaningful conversation, we have to actually do a small blast of the past, review a session that I played several weeks ago at this point. I'm currently in Massachusetts, but for those of you who don't know or don't remember, I moved to Las Vegas from Maryland in July 2020. I'm on vacation in Massachusetts, I'm fully vaccinated, I'm back to playing live poker, and I'm traveling and seeing family. So, blast to the past and review a session I played, a tournament I played at the Wynn. Let's go.
Break down, make you stay wide awake. This is how a heart breaks. Hell, this is it now.
Alright, you're registered, ready to go. Very weird being here,
This is how a heart breaks. You take a hit now. You feel it break down, make you stay wide awake.
7 under the gun. I make it 700 with king 10 of hearts at 1-2-2. Under the gun plus 1 is basically low jack, makes it 2K. I call. Plus comes king, queen, 6-2 hearts. I check call because there's really no need to raise here. We'll just get called by better. Turn is the ace of diamonds, so not a great card. I check call a big size, but he has plenty behind for some implied odds. River is a 9, and I have to check fold to a jam. Pretty annoying one. It's the first really interesting hand. We actually won the first 5 hands of the day before playing that big pot. We hadn't played a big pot before that. Next hand is blind versus blind. Small blind limps. I ISO with king 10 off. He calls. Flop comes 10-10-3, so great board. I put out a bet and he calls. Turn is a 9. Brings in front door flush, but he doesn't really have to have it. He has a lot of 10x, a lot of just like worse pairs and stuff like that. So when he checks, I bet once again. On the river 8. He check calls once again for about 3K, and our hand is good against 10-7 off. Next hand, very next hand from the previous one, I am in the big small blind now. I'm in the small blind now. I open with aces, black aces, and big blind calls. He's been 3-betting me a lot. He's the guy from the first hand who probably just had it against me. Doesn't 3-bet this time, just calls. Flop comes king 7-7 two-tone. I go for a small c-bet, he calls. Turn is a 9 that brings in the front door flush draw, but I think we can still get value here. There's so many king x hands relative to flushes. I kind of get a weird vibe from him, so I wasn't really sure if I liked betting or checking, but I try not to go too much with these random live reads. So I go for the bet and he calls. River is a jack offsuit, which is pretty good because I don't think he's holding on with many gutters that get there, and he can sometimes improve to king jack here. A random jack can make a pair, I guess. So I go for a bet, probably a little too big. I bet 4K, and he ends up asking to see my stat. I show it to him. I got about 21K behind, and he just casually makes it 12K. So we're out of there. He almost definitely has a flush or a boat there. Really, really hard to find any bluffs, and he definitely can't have worse for value. So yeah, kind of rough one, but yeah, we still got chips on first break. Got to run back. These breaks are short, man. 10-minute breaks. Let's go. So back from the break, we've been shipping down, just haven't really had anything go our way. Haven't won any significant pots. Won a couple pre, lost a couple pre kind of thing, couple on the flop. Then we play this hand. Under the gun limps in at 200, 300, 300. I put in an ISO raise to 1.3K with ace queen suited in clubs. Button calls, under the gun calls. We're 8-handed, 3-handed to the flop. Flop comes queen 8-7 and under the gun leads. He leads tiny, 1.2K. Obviously this doesn't make any sense. He shouldn't do this with any hands, but I have a pretty good hand myself. I put in the raise at 3.5K. He's only got about 10, 12, 13K to start the hand, something like that. Button folds. He now reaches for just 10K of his 13K and puts it in there. I mean, again, a little bit of this live read stuff, a little bit of this like spidey sense. It just seems like he has it, but I'm basically at the top of my range. I have such a strong hand relative to all the hands he theoretically could hold, although in practice, maybe he doesn't hold any of them. Because I get it in there, he's got 7s, we're drawing basically dead. Turn bricks out, so we're drawing officially dead, and the river's an ace just to rub it in a little bit. We would have given him the rest anyway since we improved on the river, but still always frustrating to put it in behind. Yeah, so pretty gross one, down to 7.5K, something like that. And now under the gun +1 opens, folds around to me in a small blind with ace jack suited. At this stack depth, we could go a couple ways. We could definitely just call. I think calling is probably slightly preferable at these depths. I can definitely get away with. Doing some more stuff. So, yeah, we'll see. We'll see what you guys say in the comments below. But I decided to jam, and of course he snaps ace king off. Board comes king high, basically trying dead once again. I gotta say, I forgot how rough live poker can be. It's like you just play for hours to run into two effectively coolers. I mean, you could certainly argue I could play them differently, but at the end of the day, like, I'm pretty much getting stacked in this set of circumstances no matter what, and it's one tournament, so hard to run out variance in one tournament. Hard enough to run it out in, like, 100 of them, let alone one. But that's been my return to live poker. If you liked the video, smash the like button, give me a sub, and I'll see you next time.
Don't you wanna go for